Hey everyone, this is Therapy with Lauren. I'm Lauren. So I want to talk to you today more about cognitive patterns and thought habits, as I call them. So every single thought we have is an electrical impulse that travels down a pathway in our brain. And it's actually helpful to kind of look at a picture, right? So that's your brain. And every time you have a thought, it's an electrical pathway here, electrical impulse that follows a pathway. And if you have the same thought, like, so for example, when I talk to kids or teenagers about this, I might say, if the thought I have is that I am bad at math, every time I have that thought, it actually travels down the exact same neurological pathway in your brain. And what happens is something pretty interesting. The more I think that thought, like I am bad at math, or I have no friends, or no one likes me, right? The more I think this thought over and over, the brain does something amazing. It actually insulates the path with something called myelin sheath. Now, the reason why the brain does this is because for something like brushing our teeth or knowing our ABCs or the multiplication table, it's really nice that we can develop these thought habits when it's something positive and helpful. But when it's a negative thought that turns into a habit, it's not such a great thing, right? What happens is the more we think it, the easier it gets to think. And we think that it's really kind of like a truth, but it's just really a thought habit. That's why it's so easy to think. And so it's really important to catch ourselves doing this and to change that pattern, because the good news is if we stop using this path, right, and we create a new path, which is like, I can learn to do anything I set my mind to, right? I can learn to do anything I set my mind to, or I am a good person. I do have good friends. The more we use a new pathway, well, that myelin sheath will form around the new pathway and actually dissolve from the old pathway. This is why it takes time to break a habit, and this is why it's harder at first to break habits, because your brain's so used to doing it. The pathway's insulated. So you have to work extra hard at first to break the habit. Now, when we're talking about breaking thought habits, the way we do that is we choose a new positive thought and we say it over and over and over again. We say it as many times as we can. I like to say it at least 3 times in a row, maybe 3 or 5 times a day. And you'll form a new thought habit in your brain. Then it becomes easier to think that thought, and that's the thought that feels natural after a while. So try this for yourself. Find a thought that you think a lot, which is not a helpful thought. Write it down, become aware of it, and every time you say it, catch yourself. Say, oops, I'm doing it again, and then choose a new helpful thought and repeat that one 3 times in a row, 5 times in a row, 10 times in a row. And see if you can create new positive thought habits in your brain. I've done it. I've worked with hundreds of clients who have done it. It works, and it's pretty amazing. Good luck. I look forward to hearing from you about how it goes, and I'll see you soon.